Hello students, today in this class you are going to learn about the union government, which is a second lesson in the political science in your syllabus. Okay, which is the first lesson we discussed, that is our constitution. Children, in the preamble of Indian constitution there is a one line that is India is a sovereign, secular, socialist, democratic republic. The Constitution of India declared India is a sovereign country, India is a secular country, India is a socialistic country, and India is a democratic country. In the previous classes, we get to know about the meaning of all the words. Okay. So now, the countries like France, and England, the countries like France and England, they have unitary form of government. The countries like France and England, they have unitary form of government. Unitary form of government means what? Only one government. That is central government only. But the countries like America and India, we are following federal government. There is a federal government in countries like America and India. Children, what is meant by federal government? Federal government means here central government and state government. Federal form of government means there is a central government at central and a state government at state. That is known as federal government. Children, listen carefully. The countries like France and England, they are following unitary form of government. The countries like America and India, we are following federal form of government. Federal form of government means here central government at central and state government at state. And moreover, in our constitution, article number 1 in our constitution declares India is a union of states. According to the article number 1 in our constitution, India is a union of states. Union of states means, as per this statement, in India there are 29 states and 6 union territories and 1 NCT. What is the full form of NTC? National Capital Territory. National Capital Territory. See here, what is National Capital Territory in India? That is Delhi. So now, as per article number 1, India is a union of states. As per that, in India there are 29 states and 6 union territories. Here, along with 6 union territories, one more will be, that is NCT, National Capital Territory. So, according to this statement, the administrative responsibility in India, the administrative powers in India shared in between central government and the state government. The administrative responsibilities are shared in between central government and state government. Moreover, central government are having more responsibilities rather than state government. Central government having more responsibility rather than state government. Example, for the declaration of any kind of emergencies, it may be national emergency, state emergency, financial emergency. Those kind of powers vested in the hands of central government only. So this is the introduction of the lesson union government, children. So India is a sovereign country, secular, socialistic and democratic republic. The countries like France and England, they are having unitary form of government. The countries like America and India, we are having federal form of government. Federal form of government means here central government at central, state government at state level. Article number 1, very important. As per that article, India is a union of states, means 29 states and 6 union territories along with one NCT. And moreover that administrative powers are shared among central government as well as state government. Children, now let us talk about union legislature. Union legislature. Listen, our constitution describing India is following parliamentary form of government. What kind of government? Parliamentary. Parliamentary form of government. Children, we are following parliamentary form of government. So, union parliament is called union legislature. Union parliament is called union legislature. Union parliament is called union legislature. In our constitution, Article 79, in our constitution, article number 79 describes about creation of parliament. Creation of parliament. Article number 79 of our constitution describes about creation of parliament. So here, in the creation of parliament, you must know that what kind of parliamentary system we are following means that is bicameral. Bicameral legislature. Bicameral legislature. Bicameral legislature means if the legislature having two houses, that is Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, that is bicameral legislature. Bicameral legislature means two houses. Two houses. Bicameral legislature means two houses. Unicameral. Unicameral, that is one house. So now our union parliament is a bicameral legislature. Bicameral legislature means here two houses. Bicameral legislature means two houses. Here, what are the two houses? One is Lok Sabha. Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Our union parliament is a bicameral type of legislature. According to that, our parliament consists of two houses. One will be Lok Sabha, the second one is Rajya Sabha. So this is the introduction about the union legislature. See here, we are adopted parliamentary form of government. Our union parliament is called the union legislature. In our constitution, article number 79 describes about the creation of a parliament. As per that, we are following bicameral legislature. Bicameral legislature means legislature that is containing two houses. One is Lok Sabha, the second one is Rajya Sabha. And what is unicameral? If the legislature having one house, that is Lok Sabha, that is unicameral legislature. So now this is all about introduction. So now without any delay, let us discuss about the first house of our union legislature, that is Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha. Children, Rajya Sabha also known as House of Elders. House of Elders. Rajya Sabha is known as House of Elders. In Rajya Sabha, totally 250 members. 250 members. Here, among the 250 members, 238 members are elected by members of State Assembly. Totally how many members are there in Rajya Sabha, children? That is 250 members are there. In the 250, 238 appointed by members of State Assembly, and remaining 12 are appointed by President. Remaining 12 members are appointed by the President. See, the people who are expert in a particular field, example science, sports, literature, education, likewise in different fields, who are the people who are expert, those people are appointed as a members of Rajya Sabha by whom? President. Example, you may consider a famous cricket player in India, Sachin Tendulkar. He is one of the member of Rajya Sabha and appointed by the President. In which field? In sports. So children, this is a structure of our Rajya Sabha. 250 members are there. In the 250, 238 members are there. Those are appointed by members of State Assembly. And remaining 12 members, they are appointed by the President. This is a normal information. But at present, 245 members are there. 245 members. In the 245, 233 are appointed by members of State Assembly. And the remaining 12, as usual, appointed by the President of India. Children, don't get confused with this point. If the question may ask, at present, how many members are there in Rajya Sabha, means you have to write 245 at present. Normally, the total members of Rajya Sabha means you have to write 250 members. So, out of 250, 238 are the members of State Assembly and remaining 12 are appointed by the President. So, here 238 members, those are appointed by the members of State Assembly and 12 members are appointed by the President. Children, I told to you, Rajya Sabha is known as the House of Elders. Why? Because means the members of Rajya Sabha, they are not appointed by the people directly. They are appointed by representatives of people. Due to that reason, that is known as House of Elders. So now here totally 250 members are there, right? What is the term of office? Term of office. The term of office of Rajya Sabha member is 6 years. 6 years. And Rajya Sabha is a permanent body. Rajya Sabha is a permanent body. It won't dissolve like a Lok Sabha. Rajya Sabha is a permanent body. Children, here the term of office of Rajya Sabha member is 6 years. Every 2 years, 1/3 members. Every 2 years, 1/3 members they will resign. Means what? Their term of office every 2 years, 1/3 members of Rajya Sabha their term will be completed. That is the reason why it will be the permanent body. It won't dissolve like a Lok Sabha after 5 years. So here, who is the chairman of Rajya Sabha? Who is the chairman of Rajya Sabha? Very very important key point. Vice President. Vice President is a chairman of Rajya Sabha. Deputy chairman is appointed by among the members of Rajya Sabha. So who is the present Vice President of India? Venkaiah Naidu is the present Vice President of India. He is the chairman of Rajya Sabha. He is the chairman of Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha meetings are conducted at least once in a 2 years. Rajya Sabha meetings are conducted at least once in a. Children, here it is a small correction. I told the president of Rajya Sabha, the chairman of Rajya Sabha is vice president, right? So when the meetings will conduct, the meetings of Rajya Sabha will conduct twice in a year. Twice in a year means at least one time for every 6 months the meetings will conduct. The meetings of Rajya Sabha, that is twice in a year. So here, to conduct meeting, minimum 10% of majority is needed. 10% of members. 10% members needed. Children, the president, the chairman of Rajya Sabha is vice president. The meetings will conduct twice in a year. Twice in a year. To conduct meetings, compulsory 10% of members is needed. Here, how many members totally? 250, right? In 250, 10% means how much? 25 members are needed. 25 members are needed. So now, these are the essential. This is the complete structure of our Rajya Sabha. So now, let us move on to the qualification needed to the people to become a member of Rajya Sabha. Children, after we discussed the complete structure of Rajya Sabha, if a person want to be a Rajya Sabha member, what are the qualifications he has to fulfill? So here it is, the qualifications needed to become a Rajya Sabha member. The first one will be, should be a citizen of India. Should be a citizen of India. And after that, should not have less than 30 years of age. Should not have less than 30 years of age. And moreover that, the person should not punish under law. Should not punish under law. Should not punish under law. And should not be unsound mind. Should not be unsound mind. And moreover that, we have to say that whatever the qualifications changed by the parliament regularly, the person has to fulfill all the qualifications. So the qualifications mentioned by parliament has to fulfill. Listen, if a person want to be a Rajya Sabha member, should be a citizen of India. After that, should not be less than 30 years of age. So he has to cross 30 years of age. After that, should not punished under law. So whatever the authority is there, it may be Supreme Court or High Court. Through those authorities, a person should not be punished, and should not be unsound mind. Unsound mind means what? So here, the condition, the mental condition of the person should be a good. So and after that, he has to fulfill whatever the qualifications mentioned by the Parliament. So all the qualifications of Parliament he has to fulfill. And moreover, one more qualification. He should not hold any office under the government. Should not hold any office under government. He should not hold any office under, means what? He should not be employed under the government sector. So these are the qualifications are essential to become a Rajya Sabha member. So should be a citizen of India, should not have less than 30 years of age, and should not punished under law, and should be unsound, should not be unsound mind, and whatever the qualifications mentioned by the Parliament, he has to fulfill all the qualifications regularly. And finally, we have to say that he should not hold any office under the government. So if any person fulfill all these qualifications, then he is eligible to participate in the elections of Rajya Sabha. So this is the complete structure of Rajya Sabha. So children, one more time I'll recollect the information, just listen carefully. Rajya Sabha, it is known as House of Elders. House of Elders. So the chairman of Rajya Sabha is Vice President is the chairman of Rajya Sabha. Deputy chairman is elected among the members. The total members in Rajya Sabha, that is 250. Among the 250, 238 are elected by members of State Assembly. Remaining 12 are appointed by the President of India. Those 12 members are experts in the field like education, art, literature, science and sports, etc. And the term of office of the Rajya Sabha is 6 years, and it is a permanent body. Rajya Sabha is a permanent body. Unlike Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha it won't dissolve. So that is the reason why it is a permanent body. 1/3 of the members, they will complete their tenure every 2 years. Every 2 years. Every 2 years they will resign. Means what? Their tenure will be complete. After that 1/3 again they will appoint. So in that manner this process will be continue like that. That is the reason why it is known as a permanent body. So here I told to you who is the chairman, vice president is the chairman, right? And moreover that how the meeting session of Rajya Sabha, the meetings must be twice in a year, not in a once in a year, twice in a year. Twice in a year means what? At least they should meet one time for every 6 months. And after that, to conduct a meeting, minimum majority is needed. That is 10% of members are needed. Children, 10% means how much here? The total members are 250, right? In the 10% means how much? 25 members are needed minimum. And more importantly, if the question may ask, the present total members of Rajya Sabha, that is 245. 245. Normally they will ask means you may say 250. At the present they ask means you have to write 245. In the 245, 233 are from the state assemblies, members of state assemblies, and the remaining 12 are from the president. So here the 12 members are appointed by the President of India. So children, in this class we discussed the introduction about union government, and after that we discussed our union legislature. In the part of union legislature, I told our parliament is bicameral. Bicameral means having two houses. Which are those? Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. In the part of the topic, in this session, we discussed the complete information about Rajya Sabha and also discussed the qualifications needed for a citizen to become a Rajya Sabha members. So I hope so all the students are clear with this content. If anyone pose any question which is related to Rajya Sabha content, you have to give answer properly, means you are able to give answer. So I hope all the students are understood well this concept. So in the coming class we will continue our further discussion with Lok Sabha and the remaining content of our lesson union government. Thank you children, have a nice day.